Hello, NFT NYC community. I'm looking forward to bringing you another conversation as we look toward April 12th to 14th with our event happening at Javits near Times Square, and of course, having the billboards and all the amazing things that the community will bring with their satellite events and things like that. I'd like to introduce all of you to our friend Emily. Emily, we're so happy to have you part of the program. Your team has come to our event. The services that your company offer the industry are really, really important. And so many of your peers have abandoned the industry because of things that have happened. You and your team have been faithful to service us, to counsel us, to guide us, to make great decisions around finances, operation, and administration, which often kind of gets brought into the CPA department. Emily, would you please introduce yourself and your company to all of us, and then we'll jump into a brief conversation together.
Yeah, happy to, and good to be kind of talking with you. So my name's Emily Cheshire, and I'm one of the practice leaders for our blockchain practice here at Aprio. We've actually been working with digital asset companies now for a decade, so a really, really long time. And, you know, we're probably one of the first as well to kind of start working with NFT companies. And from everything from, you know, really getting the fundamentals in place, you know, accounting and tax, that's like the core. But then as we're dealing with kind of new regulations and kind of, you know, lots of kind of new changes on the horizon, we've got a whole team of specialists here that can kind of really support, you know, like NFT companies in this space as these are coming out and they're growing as a company too.
10 years is a really long time to be involved in digital assets. So when you look at where things are at, you must see an environment where the majority are new people, and the majority of people that you worked with as clients, with your partners, these people that preferences or been involved with, or have moved on to other things. What does it take to make it a decade up to this point in this type of business, and why have you and your team been able to be faithful and go the long haul? What is the secret to your company's success in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, 10 years is a really long time in crypto. I kind of say it's kind of like dog years. It feels like it's about 100 at the pace of everything goes. But really, the key is that, you know, this industry develops so quickly, and the NFT space is a really good example of that because we're exploring all the utilities and everything. So really for us, it's just, you know, everyone in this space is passionate about blockchain, and that's really important because you've got the pace of development change, and then you've got the regulation pace that was a bit lagging, and now I feel like it's kind of coming at us from all sides. So, you know, we're a team of people that are really passionate about it, and we love working with companies because the creativity is like phenomenal. And, you know, that's an area that we love working with, and a group of people that we sort of love working with, and we keep on track and handle all the regulation side of things. So
what do you think is the most important part of the finance operation administrative side of the business? Is it the details, lining up the right bookkeeper, a finance system, matching, making sure the teams are putting strong or is it the details, or is there deeper rooted issues? And if it's focused on those core issues and the right strategy in place, are the core issues that are the most important. And all the details will make it work for something as long as you deal with these core issues. And talk to us a bit about what type of things executives, entrepreneurs, right, those leading in charge and making those decisions should be really focused on.
Yeah, so it's one of the key things is, you know, I always say, like, don't try and run before you can walk. So every especially in the space with all the regulation and all the scrutiny, you know, entrepreneurs and business owners in this space have got to be so much, you know, there's so many more kind of components to think about it than pretty much every other industry. But the core, at its core, you've got to have the fundamentals in place from the beginning. So, strategic decisions of how do you want to treat from, the cost basis or fair value of how are you treating those NFTs on your balance sheet? That's key. And how are you set up? Are you using a tool to kind of track that? Are you setting yourself up from scale? Because we all know this industry is, we're in crypto winter at the moment, but this week, you had Bitcoin that was just kind of rallying, and everything just kind of turns at the drop of a hat. So, we've seen clients that have gone from sort of nothing and just like exploded overnight, and it will just kind of catch you off guard. So, having good software, good tools that you can kind of keep track of things. Not only, you then as a business owner, you've got the data you need to make the right business decisions and quickly. And when we're working with you and advising you, we've got the right fundamentals to put that advice in place. So, getting good accounting records and kind of good tax structures and things, those are literally the building blocks. And once you've got that in place, as you're scaling as a company, you can then start layering in additional controls and benefits, like having a robust control environment, especially when we've got kind of wallets to deal with, and extra nuances that other companies just don't have.
Right.
And these are real kind of key drivers of success. So there's been a lot of talk at the moment about how like investment in this kind of area has been sort of decreasing a bit, and previously, because it was such a growing area, there was a lot less scrutiny, right? So you didn't need to provide perfect financials, perfect controls. Well, now they're being really picky. So, it's much easier to kind of have everything in place. So then when you need that next round of investment, you're ready to go. And it's going to be so much easier to attract investment. You're going to be ahead of regulations. So you want to have those core kind of fundamentals in place from the beginning. And then you can kind of scale on that. We work from everything from, startups, like just done a kind of funding round, or family kind of friends and family round, all the way up to kind of like pre-IPO. So we've kind of seen that whole gamut of everything in terms of that growth phase. And the one thing we see again and again is the earlier that people, start looking to kind of, put everything in place and make sure everything's tracked properly, the greater rate of kind of success and growth that they see.
I'm going to share my screen once again. I want to make sure everybody understands when you are doing your panel. It'll be Thursday at noon. It'll be on the legal and finance stage, which has been totally reimagined. The approach to the legal and finance stage by Mark Radcliffe and some others. So looking forward to seeing how these things come together. And your panel, what NFT creators and businesses need: financial tracking, accounting, and bookkeeping. So we would encourage everybody, go and see what Amy, Emily, and Mary have to share. Any final thoughts, Emily, before we wrap up our conversation?
Nothing on that front. Just really kind of, as you mentioned, encourage everyone to come and join our panel. We also do, especially from Aprio, we put out a lot of information about regulations and things you need to know on our website. So feel free to kind of follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn. And also happy to connect with anyone at the conference if they've got any questions around, how they want to kind of set up everything for success.
Love it. Appreciate what your company does for the industry. Very thankful to have you come and participate this time, be with us in New York. And so thank you also for jumping on here with me to share with the community for a moment.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And for everybody that watched, thank you for your attention. I'll be back again with another conversation similar to this very soon. But until then,